on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The hours were perfect. They 5:30 to midnight. That's perfect hours.
An area woman says what's being advertised at a local daycare is not what's actually the case when it comes to being open late. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Andrea is off. A whistleblower contacted us saying ABC 123 Daycare in Dilworth says they will stay open until midnight, but her son had to be picked up by 6 o'clock. And on top of that, she adds her son was kicked out because he apparently wouldn't stop crying. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talks with the daycare facility, which says that's simply not true.
It was easy drop-off, easy pickup.
Heidi Free, mom to 2-year-old Gavin, asked we not show her face because of where she works. She says ABC 123 was a great fit and had the perfect hours, but problems quickly arose.
I was told to pick them up by 6 o'clock one night because it wasn't cost-effective for them to stay open.
That's despite the facility advertising being open until midnight. She also says there are other problems too, like the daycare saying her son could no longer stay there because he simply cried the entire time.
It's frustrating because then I have to find someone to pick them up by 6 o'clock when I'm working and supposed to be focused on that, but focused on my child.
Nicole Flick says her last child leaves the daycare after 10 p.m. during the week, meaning her staff closes up about 11.
I mean, I have the option to be open, but I'm not going to pay somebody to be here if there's no kids here.
It's her license that says she can be open until midnight, but if no kids need to stay that late, she's not going to pay staff to do nothing.
I think we have about 15 kids that stay past 9 p.m. or up until 9 p.m. And then there's about 3 or 4 that stay past that.
She adds that consistency and scheduling is crucial to early childhood development, and that if a child requires care beyond the skills of her or her staff, she recommends the child get that help at a facility that can offer it. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Heidi Free says she's still looking for a new daycare for her son. She also says she does not believe he cried the whole time while in the care of the facility. We put a link to ABC 123 Child Enrichment Center on our website. Just visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story. This story, by the way, came to us through our Whistleblower Hotline. If you need help uncovering an issue in your community, give a call to 701-237-6576. Do that and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. This was the scene earlier today near Barnesville, Minnesota. And yes, that is snow. Here in Fargo, no snow, but it certainly was cloudy and windy. Let's go to Hutch for a first look at what tonight will look like. Hutch?
Thank you, Mike. If you are heading out and about, that gusty north wind will be with us for some time yet, although not quite as strong as the gust to 45 that we saw today out west. Little band of clearing taking place in the eastern third of North Dakota. One more band of clouds before things clear out during the overnight. Cannot rule out a passing flurry. Winds will continue to gust to near 30 miles per hour this evening, and temperatures, well, we're going to be stuck in the 30s for the majority of the evening here as we take a gander out to the west. Will that sunshine lead to warmer weather? Well, in short, yes, but it's going to take a bit of time. I'll have details on how long here in a moment.
Telling us to be patient.
That's always good.
All right,
Yes.
thanks. Authorities are alerting the public about 2 level 3 sex offenders living in the Grand Forks area. 51-year-old Donald Ormand Lee is living at 1706 North 6th Street in Grand Forks. He has been deemed a high-risk offender. Also, 70-year-old Kenneth Lynn Eide will also be moving to Grand Forks 3 months from now. He'll be living at 4796 South 42nd Street. That will start July 7th. A West Fargo man's car was totaled and he was charged with driving under the influence after a rollover. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says this man, 25-year-old Grant Hoffman, was driving south on I-29. He missed the curve on the exit ramp to head west on Interstate 94. Troopers say that Hoffman overcorrected, and that's when he rolled his car. He started to drive away, but his car broke down a short distance down Interstate 94. A passerby witnessed the crash and called law enforcement and stayed with Hoffman until troopers arrived. He was not hurt, but was arrested, as we said, for DUI. 3 men have been arrested in connection with several reports of vehicle tampering and a church break-in this week in Foston, Minnesota. 18-year-old Dade Mayer of Bagley and 19-year-old Ryan Pallam of Borup are being held in the Polk County Jail. A juvenile male was also arrested. The two each face 1 count of burglary, 2 counts of theft, and 1 count of solicitation of a juvenile to commit a felony. A couple of windows were broken in the church, papers were thrown around, and fire extinguisher was sprayed in the pastor's office as well as the basement. Moorhead police are investigating a Facebook threat that has some in our area on edge. Here's what was posted last night. Shoot up school and daycares, not crystal meth. Several people commented on the post, and the individual followed up by saying that he was completely serious. Moorhead police were then tipped off about the post, and they say they're actively investigating. However, they told us that they don't believe there is any credibility to the post. A police investigator told us that they work hand in hand with schools regarding cyber threats like this one. Overall crime and offenses in Fargo were up by 16% in 2015. Numbers from the 2015 report show that arson, vehicle theft, theft from vehicle, and burglary all went up. There was also a 13% increase in calls of service. Offenses that dropped included homicide and gross sexual imposition. Now, if you want to check out the full report, we've posted it on a link attached to our website. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. 11 days from now, the University of North Dakota will reveal its plans to cut $12.5 million from its budget. The move follows a projected $1 billion budget shortfall in the state of North Dakota. Officials say that the University of North Dakota President Ed Schaefer will release budget details online Monday, April 18th. Then a public forum will be held on April 20th between 1 and 3 p.m. in the afternoon at Union Ballroom. Schaefer will consider public comments before submitting his final budget to the state around April 26th. As part of another cost-saving measure, 109 faculty and staff members have applied for an early job buyout. However, it's still not clear how much money that will save.
It's not clear because, A, they haven't been approved yet. Some of those folks might not be approved. The president may say, no, you're somebody with a specific kinds of knowledge we still need to have, so thanks for playing, but we're going to hang on to you.
The student body has been granted immunity from the Budget Acts. President Schaefer has pledged not to raise tuition or fees for students in order to balance this particular budget. Speaking of UND, the Frozen Four is underway in Tampa, Florida. The school's hockey team is making its third consecutive appearance and is looking for an elusive 8th national title. Valley News Team's Alex Egan is in Florida right now, and he says green and white have invaded the arena. There are fans everywhere. They're expecting to cheer on a North Dakota team to win tonight against Denver. Stick around. Later on in Valley News Live at 6, Alex will break down the game, which starts at 7:30. That particular game between Denver and UND can be seen on ESPN2. Several high school students got a little taste of college today. Grad students from NDSU made activity booths so young kids could do some hands-on science-related learning. Now, that included experiments involving liquid nitrogen, as well as learning how diseases spread. It was a good turnout. 150 students from the area attended today's event. A reminder, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, then like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Some students at Holly High School are getting the chance of a lifetime. Find out later on Valley News Live at 6 which rock and roll band they will get to perform with this weekend.
And spring, a time of transition here in the Northern Plains. We've lately been losing the air mass battle as the cold winter-like weather has been stuck here. But as we head toward the weekend, a chance at least a little warm. I'll tell you when we really warm up. Coming up right after this.